First, just let me say, I'm not going to go into details about the Protect IP Act. Just look it up, and you'll know all the details. And, Senator Wyden, Whedon, I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. You are a godsend. Thank you for at least postponing this for a little while. Your efforts will, we're all grateful. It might be enough time for enough people to realize just how retarded this law is and, revoke it. But who knows. But I want to tell you guys a couple of stories. This first one is about YouTube, and the second is about DeviantArt. And then I'll tell you what is really important about all this. Okay, my YouTube story. You know those playing with fire skits I've been making lately? When I uploaded the first one, I got a pretty negative reaction. People thought they were absolutely stupid. Just some dumb putz who's too old to be playing with toys doing just that in front of his dinky little camera. And, well, I thought, well, maybe this is silly. Who knows? Maybe I'll just stop doing it. But then, this guy I know a little bit, who I've talked to a little bit, who happens to be the chairman of new media at the University of Maine. He saw a few of these skits, and he was just so impressed by my directing skills. He liked the story I came up with, he liked the voices, how I arranged all the sound effects and everything, he liked the clips, how I put them together, and made sure my hands hardly ever appeared in the frame, if ever. And he was just impressed by the whole thing, if not amazed. And we got talking, and he thinks I'm a pretty interesting person overall. And I think it's safe to say he thinks it's a shame that I'm not at the University of Maine. So, sometime soon, and he and his colleagues haven't settled on a date yet, but he wants to. So as soon as they do, as soon as they find the time on this day or that day, they're gonna bring me there. This guy is gonna take me there with a laptop or something, just go to like DeviantArt and YouTube and just show me off to them for a little while. Just show them what I do, see what they think of me. And who knows, it might actually lead somewhere. I might get into that college, that university, because of that. Isn't that just amazing? So, this story hasn't ended yet. Who knows how it's going to end? But if I'm lucky, it might turn out to be a sort of success story. I might get a degree there, and maybe wind up doing something really interesting, really special. Even if it's just to, I don't know, go to another country to be an English teacher or something. Or I don't know, end up becoming a writer, or who knows what. It could really land me somewhere that I otherwise would have a lot more trouble getting to. Now let's go to my story about DeviantArt. I have a very, very special friend, a very dear friend, who I have been pen pals with for like about 4 years now. We started, just writing notes to each other on DeviantArt, and over the years we've just become such close friends, closer and closer. And these last few months we've been talking on Skype just about every single night. And that's bringing us even closer. Now this person, she's from France. And she moved to the USA some months ago. Just to see how she liked it here. See if she could imagine herself, see if she could see herself going to a college and getting a job and settling down here. And, well, she might not. Actually, I think it's safe to say she won't. In December, she's heading back to France because she doesn't really like it here all that much. And can you blame her? Especially with this new law. Anyway, she had some money that she was saving to go to BotCon, a Transformers convention, in the spring. But since she won't be here that long and she doesn't want that money to go to waste, she's going to use it to come to Maine, to come here, to visit me. Isn't that just great? Doesn't that just warm the cockles of your heart? Because you need to think about this. If DeviantArt didn't exist, I would not know that she existed. If DeviantArt didn't exist, she would not exist. I would not exist. Our friendship would not exist. I would never write notes to her. I would never talk to her on Skype. I would never meet this person. She would be, back in France. It'd be like there's this big gravity well between us, this black hole. It's just keeping us apart. Or something. That's not how black holes work, but whatever. Anyway, and then you think about YouTube. If YouTube didn't exist, I wouldn't have the drive to actually make videos like this. If I did make videos, they probably wouldn't turn out as good as they have. And I might have trouble getting anywhere else. But because of this, because YouTube exists, because the internet is such a wonderful, lively place, it could actually get me somewhere that I otherwise might not be. So yeah, think about that. Take away YouTube. Take away my chance at, the success story ending well. Take away DeviantArt. Take away my friend. So you see, it's because of the internet that these things are possible. And without the internet, this stupid bill, which they could use to blacklist entire sites like YouTube and DeviantArt without even having to go through the trouble of going to court with the administrators of such sites. They just push this off switch on it. No one can never visit it again because of this internet censorship, anti-internet law, disguising itself as a simple anti-piracy law. And I'm just saying, maybe the internet in its entirety won't be gone, but if YouTube and Facebook and DeviantArt and all these other places are flushed down the drain, and people no longer have a means to entertain themselves, just think about that. The internet will basically lose its appeal. What will be the point of even using it anymore? It's just no fun. Doesn't add anything to anyone's day. It would be like back in the 90s. Back before people used computers commonly. Before you could go on the internet and actually call people with your phone at the same time. So you could only use it at certain hours of the day when you were pretty sure no one was going to try calling you for any reason. But yeah, you think about if that didn't exist now. Think about all the things for countless people that would not happen if not for wonderful places like this. If you think about this funny little story of mine, and then you look at all the people who have had their own stories to tell, wonderful things that have happened to them, or may still happen to them, if, the internet doesn't go kaput. Buy YouTube, buy DeviantArt, buy Facebook, buy all these places. Anyway, I don't know, it's just some interesting food for thought. And I'm glad that this did not happen a few years sooner, because if it did, just think about these things that I'm talking about. They really would be just stories. And I think I'm extremely lucky that this hasn't happened until now. And who knows what's going to happen now. We might have really rough days ahead of us. Anyway, toodles. And, goodbye. Who knows, this might be the last video you ever see from me. Who knows? Just depends on if this place still exists a few weeks from now.